Hey, I'm Chiqui Linguine, and today I want to talk to you about how I cured my PCOS. This is a part 2 of a video. Part 1, I speak all about diet, sleeping well, proper hydration, stress management, getting exercise, and morning sunlight. I almost forgot that one, but it's one of my favorite ones, and morning sunlight. So in this video, part 2, I'm going to talk about a few other things that I did in order to cure my PCOS. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. I have new content like this every Wednesday at 3 p.m. The first one I'm going to talk about in this video is skipping meals. I used to wake up in the morning and go hours without eating, and this is something that I have found huge benefit in, and most of my clients have also told me that this one simple thing has helped them out so much, and that is to eat breakfast within 30 minutes of waking up. I had one client tell me that this alone basically cured her anxiety. We all know that anxiety comes and goes, but she would tell me over and over again that on the days that she ate breakfast, she would not feel the dread and she wouldn't get that intense anxiety as she does on the days that she doesn't eat breakfast. So just this one simple step, literally eating breakfast, and a protein heavy breakfast, helped her out in so many ways. And for me, I found that when I eat breakfast, I don't get as ravenous later on in the day and I don't binge as much. So eating breakfast has a whole bunch of benefits, but specifically for our hormones, when we wake up and we go too many hours without eating, our body needs to pump out extra insulin so that we can wake up essentially. When we have fasted throughout the night, we go to sleep and we obviously don't eat throughout the night. When we wake up, our body either needs food to get our glucose up to fuel us, or if we starve it, if we don't eat, it's going to provide that energy itself, and that's by pumping out insulin and giving us that extra big glucose spike, which is not good because then it puts stress on our cortisol levels and it just gets us all out of whack throughout the rest of the day. So eating breakfast is so simple and so beneficial, again, for your anxiety, if you have anxiety, for your hormones, and this all ties back in, and it's all going back to blood sugar, because blood sugar really controls our mood swings. Blood sugar controls our hormones, and blood sugar is the underlying issue with PCOS, which is what I spoke about in last week's episode. So get your breakfast and you will see that it's going to help you out in so many ways. The second one I'm going to talk about today is I stopped using toxic products at home. And that can be anything from cleaning products to perfumes to candles throughout the house. And I try to be as natural as possible. And this might be like, what does one have to do with the other? It's all connected. Everything that we breathe in goes into our body. Everything that we touch, our skin is our largest organ. Anything that's touched in our skin, I think it takes like 9 seconds for it to go into our bloodstream. So if we're cleaning with toxic products, it's going into our bloodstream. It's affecting our hormones. If we're breathing in all these artificial fragrances all day long, it is affecting us. Whether you think so or not, it is true. Research is proving that it is true. So try to be as natural as possible. And it's gonna take some adjusting. At the beginning, you're gonna feel like this is not cleaning the same, or you don't have the same like fresh smell in your house or in your products. And again, it just takes some getting used to. We're used to these chemically, artificially, super strong fragrances, and it's bad for us. It's disrupting your endocrine system, it's disrupting your hormones, and just try to stay away from it. I'm a huge advocate for baking soda and vinegar. I literally clean my entire house with that. The bathrooms, my clothes, I clean with Blue Land soap, Blue Land detergent. It's a little pod, but I add some baking soda and vinegar to get it extra clean, and I use that for everything. Everybody makes fun of me, but it's natural. It's 100% natural, and it does the job. It cleans it well. So try to switch and use essential oils in diffusers instead of candles. Make your own diffusers with a pot. Throw in some oranges, a little bit of citrus, some cloves, cinnamon, and boil that water and let that make your house smell good, rather than using air fresheners or sprays that are, again, filled with toxic chemicals. The companies, big companies, are allowed to use the word fragrance as anything and everything. In order to not have other companies steal their trade secrets, they just put the word fragrance. And that is a catch-all phrase. It could be thousands and thousands of chemicals and you have no idea what it is. But what you do know is that it's not natural. So stay away from those toxic products and it'll help you with your hormones. You might not notice it at first, but you will eventually. Now that I have been using natural products for over a year, whenever I smell like Fabuloso or bleach or things like that, it is so strong to me. It's so it's just so much that I instantly get a headache. And it just proves that it's not natural. We should not be smelling those things. And because we are constantly on a daily basis, you don't notice how much it affects you. But once you get rid of it and then you smell it again or then you use it again, you realize like, oh my gosh, this is so bad. So stay away from those toxic products. Try to find things with natural ingredients opposed to anything that says fragrance in it. And the last tip I'm going to talk to you today about is using stainless steel cookware. So anything with Teflon and even ceramic is just not the best. I still cook with ceramic pot for my breakfast. I know that there is a way to make stainless steel like extra non-stick and that you can cook your eggs in it. I still struggle with that. So in order to have an easier morning, I do cook with a ceramic non-toxic cook pan. But for almost everything else, for the majority of my food, I really try to cook in stainless steel, and that's because it is the most organic, non-toxic pan that we could be cooking on. Teflon secretes all those chemicals, goes into your food, and not just the pans, but then what we're cooking our foods with, so like the spatulas and the tongs, try for it to be either stainless steel or food safe, cook safe silicone. But stay away from plastic, whether that be your tongs that you're flipping your food in, it gets so hot that the plastic leaches into your food, whether that be plastic cutting boards. Every time you cut, your little pieces of plastic are cutting, like get cut when you slice it, and it goes into your food. And we just need to stay away from plastic. The most recent paper that I found says that we're eating about a credit card worth of plastic a week. That is so much plastic, and that is awful for us. It is also an endocrine disruptor. I can't say that word properly, but it's a disruptor of our endocrine system. So stay away from plastic and cook with stainless steel. It takes a little bit of adjusting at first. When I first bought my stainless steel pans, I was like, I'm never gonna get used to this. This is awful. My husband calls it stainful steel because it doesn't, you know, when you cook with it and you're not using it properly, food does stick to it. But there's plenty of YouTube videos on how to cook properly with stainless steel and how to do the mercury test, which is when you heat up the stainless steel pan and you throw some water, and depending on how the water absorbs or bubbles is if the pan is hot enough, if it becomes non-stick. So look it up, do some trial and error. I have been using my stainless steel pans for over a year now, and I'm telling you, at the beginning it was really hard. It was a really hard transition, and I thought I ruined them entirely, but it's very difficult to ruin a stainless steel pan. And if something does stick and you can't get it out, baking soda and vinegar. Those two combination gets anything out of stainless steel. And I also have a little YouTube short, an Instagram short of how to make your stainless steel pans shiny and bright again, and it's literally with baking soda. If you've been using your stainless steel pans and they have they look dull and, you know, not like when you bought them and you took them home from the store, you literally just pour not baking soda, you pour vinegar into it, you swash it around, you dump out the vinegar, and it's shiny and new again. So try it out, use that stainless steel, throw away your Teflon pans, throw away your plastic tongs, spatulas, anything like that, and start using stainless steel so that you can be getting the least amount of plastic into your body, because plastic is everywhere and we don't need to be adding it into our food when it's probably already there. So those are my 3 tips that I have for you today. Short and sweet. Don't skip your meals, especially breakfast. Don't use toxic cleaning products, air fresheners, candles, and things like that. Stay away from fragrance and use stainless steel over Teflon pans. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I have new content like this every Wednesday at 3 p.m.